Welcome back to Morning Rush on this Monday morning. It is 6:14. Here's a look at the top three big stories happening outside the metro. At number one, voting suspended. Puerto Rico delaying voting for its primaries in some areas due to a lack of ballots. The Elections Commission says that primaries for voting centers that had not received ballots by yesterday afternoon are expected to be rescheduled, but voting could continue elsewhere. The heads of Puerto Rico's two main political parties say they agree the remaining primaries should be held on August 16th. Other politicians arguing the entire primary should be scrapped and held at another date. At number two, support for Lebanon. Nearly $300 million is being pledged to provide assistance to the Middle Eastern country following last week's deadly blast that killed more than 150 people. President Trump, along with other world leaders, attended a video conference call yesterday to discuss the emergency aid relief. This as violent protests continue in Beirut as demonstrators call on government officials to step down over what they call negligence leading to the blast. And at number three, Simon Cowell seriously injured. The America's Got Talent creator and judge suffering a broken back from a fall at his home on Saturday. The 60-year-old was testing out his new electric bike when he fell. He underwent surgery to repair the multiple breaks in his back. The spokesperson says he's doing fine and will remain in the hospital for the next few days. We are wishing him a speedy recovery.